Welcome to the Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
I don't do anything, right? I wake up, I try to wake up and be like thankful that I woke up and, that kind of thing. And then the day starts, I'm just like, me.
I don't even do that. I'm bad. I don't
no.
I'm just like, why? Why do I have to get up at 4:15 every morning? This is awful.
Oh, I should have brought my phone down here because I know you don't have Facebook, but we asked our Facebook followers.
Yeah.
First, we posted on there that someone tried to kill themselves with dry ice yesterday. And so to put a heart for you and a thumbs up for me.
Oh, because they don't
know
who
right?
did it.
The story, right?
Okay.
And actually, the funny thing is, you don't know the story, so that makes it me who knows the story.
So wait, did more people think it was you or me?
Absolutely. But I think Julia actually, I just told her the story, and she put a thumbs up. Like, she put me.
Thought,
I feel like people kind of followed, like, oh, well, if Julia knows.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, though. I don't know the thinking behind it. And then Brianna said it was you.
Oh,
she
that's
put a
funny.
heart, and then Bestie's sister laughed about it. So I was like, and someone thinks it's both of us. So could have possibly been.
It's teamwork.
Well, here's the story. It was not teamwork. It was me. And I truly almost killed myself.
What did you do? I mean,
and I'm not being dramatic. Now that I've researched it and we're going to talk about it, I am not being dramatic. Here's the whole...
Dry ice is dangerous.
Here is the whole story. So I knew that it was dangerous the one time I went to go get it at where we worked for someone, and it shut my eye because the dust came up, and I was like, wow, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
And I know that you need to use gloves or at least just grab the plastic.
Right.
No problem.
Yeah.
I didn't know that if you bought 10 pounds of it and put it in a cooler and drove an hour to where you need to be, you lose all the oxygen in your car.
Oh, no.
I'm laughing.
What the hell?
I'm laughing, but okay, now that I did more research, I was like, holy shit, I almost killed myself.
And you're like not one to drive with your windows open. I always have my windows open. Always.
Well, it was, okay. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
We had a project where there was going to be a photo shoot.
Okay.
And a lovely store they're amazing. A friend of mine makes sandwiches. So I used them for the photo shoot.
Okay.
So I had to go to a store at 9:00 and they packed up all the sandwiches that they created for the photo shoot so I could ship it to our office. Okay. Or to the photo studio.
Right.
Not thinking anything of it, I stopped at a Meijer in Rolling Meadows because I looked online and it said that they had dry ice. I said, perfect. So I only had 2 large boxes. So the dry ice went in there, sealed it up, and quickly went to our store to pick up the sandwiches.
Yeah.
So that was kind of quick.
Yeah.
So realizing that we needed close to 100 sandwiches.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't have enough. So they just put... like 2 boxes of more sandwiches in like not banana boxes, like, I don't even remember what they were. And I just put the dry ice on top.
Okay.
But I knew that, it wouldn't keep them super cold.
Right.
So I was trying to keep the car very cold. I kept it running. It was like, I was like goosebumps and everything, I mean, I have no idea. I probably should have brought a thermometer, but it was only for a photo shoot. I didn't have to worry about people eating it. Okay. I mean, kind of hoping that they don't eat it.
Put a note in there, like, do not eat these.
Do not eat these. No, they know. It's like they were going to pull them all apart anyways. So I am driving. So then realizing I didn't have enough coolers to ship, I had to go from a store to our office where there were 3 larger boxes. Okay. As I'm driving north, I am drinking a Starbucks and I had a little... breakfast sandwich or whatever. And my chest starts to go,
oh my God.
Have you ever seen a baby? Like sometimes if they have and I'm looking down at myself and I'm like, wow, I must have drank that nitro quick. It was that kind of feeling. So I'm driving a couple minutes later and I can't stop. I'm going,
oh my
like that.
God.
And I'm like, oh my. And so I'm trying not to be dramatic because my body's just dumb. We know it is. It tries to kill itself. I have an autoimmune disease and I'm like, knock it off. You down the nitro too fast or whatever. And then I start to get like like I'm going to pass out.
Oh my God. And you're doing 90 miles an hour.
Well, I was still on like 21, you know,
Okay.
getting to the highway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I better pull over. Maybe it's my sugar. You know, I'm like, my sugar dropped. So not thinking, I pull over and I'm like, just calm down. You're being very dramatic. I ate like a fruit roll-up thing. I downed a whole bunch of water. I'm like, it's just your stupid sugar. So I'm sitting there. I sent an email, but I'm like, God, I am not feeling much better. And then, I just kept like, it was like I had just gotten done running. I was like, I can't explain it any more than my chest was like moving weird, you know? So I'm like, well, okay, well, I don't know what's going on here. I'm sure it's just the nitro coffee. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start going again. I'm gonna get up to the office because I had no time to waste because that's what we do. We die for our jobs.
Oh my
God,
Meredith.
So I'm going north again, and I'm like, okay, this is really weird because then I'm getting waves of anxiety. Like my body's like from toes up, rolling anxiety. Like my body is telling me something. So I'm like, well, maybe I better just roll down the window. I didn't roll down the windows when I parked. Because I didn't want the sandwiches to get old.
My mouth is just
What an
hanging
idiot.
open
I'm
right
an idiot.
now.
I know, I'm such an idiot. But I never even thought of it. So I rolled down the windows, and within 2 deep breaths, I was passing Great America, Six Flags Great America. I went, holy shit, it's from the dry ice. Because I was instantly better.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Wowee. You almost just killed yourself. And it was true. It was like that. Like, I was just
That
like,
is insane.
I fought it. I kept telling myself, you're just being dramatic. Knock it off. It's your sugar. It's the nitro coffee. And then I'm telling myself, why do you eat such shit? Why are you so bad to yourself? Why do you always drink Starbucks? I was going through the whole thing in my head. Like, you need to eat healthier. You need to drink more water. Or keep the dry ice out of your car, you dummy. So just for shits and giggles, I looked it up on ChatGPT on what exactly I did to myself. And then I got scared. So dry ice is solid carbon dioxide, if anyone knows this.
Yeah.
When it melts, it doesn't become a liquid. It sublimates directly into gas. That means it turns into carbon dioxide gas, which displaces oxygen in the air.
Jesus Christ.
I was literally struggling for oxygen in my car.
I can't believe that. You know, because I have, at our old job, we sold dry ice, right?
Yes, I never feared it.
And I never feared it either until one day I grabbed those gloves. I opened it. It was low down in the cooler.
Yeah.
And I dipped down. And when I did that, I breathed in.
Yep.
And I was like, like
Yep.
it takes your breath away.
Yep.
That is insane.
It closed my eye completely. Like the one time I was like,
Shut
whoa. Like it
up.
sucked all the air out of my eyeball one time. And I was like, oh, you got to be a little more careful.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, so in a closed car, if dry ice is left in a closed car, especially one with poor ventilation, which I didn't have anything open. I had the
Right.
air on because I was
Right.
worried about these frickin' sandwiches. The carbon dioxide gas builds up in the cabin. Since CO2 is heavier than oxygen, it starts to replace the oxygen that you need to breathe.
That is insane.
Insane.
I can't believe you did that.
What an idiot. Duh. And then to like not know for such a long time, like, I should put the windows down. How did I not think that?
I don't
I've
know.
never transported
Right.
ever that much.
Yeah.
Ever that many coolers. Like it was a big order. There were 4 or 5 huge, like when I say huge, you couldn't even see my back, you know, to get to FedEx to ship these sandwiches.
That
There were
is
so many
so
of them.
insane.
So I didn't even think that 5 blocks, which was what? I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to say how much was in there because everyone's going to be like even more of an idiot. There was a lot in each cooler, you know. You got to keep those sandwiches cold.
Yeah.
So
That
as
is so
CO2
crazy.
levels increase and oxygen levels drop, your body goes into panic mode, which is exactly what was happening. You start breathing faster and deeper to try to get more oxygen, which is exactly what I was doing. You feel lightheaded, dizzy, confused, and nauseous. Nauseous was the one that was coming up. I was like, am I going to shit my pants? But I was really just getting all numb and funky, you know?
Oh my God. It was your body's last ditch effort. Like, get the fuck out of this car right now, you
I know.
bitch.
I know. It's similar to mild carbon dioxide poisoning, which starts off with symptoms like rapid breathing. I had that.
God.
I didn't get a headache. I had one today.
Yeah.
Fatigue. I didn't really get that except for that I felt like I was going to pass out,
Yeah.
but not really fatigue. I actually, for the first time ever, I wasn't like tired yesterday. And then anxiety or a sense of panic, which could feel like an
Yeah.
anxiety attack, that absolutely happened twice.
Yeah.
It rolled from my toes up and I was like,
Why am I freaking out?
Oh,
God,
yeah.
just
and,
for
you know,
that.
and just for someone like me, blaming myself for the way I ate, drink, not get enough sleep. What did I do wrong? Oh my gosh. It says it's a dangerous situation that can lead to passing out if you stay exposed too long. And I was like right there.
Yeah.
I'm so
I can't believe.
stupid.
I can't believe. You know what? I'm just glad you recognized it.
Oh my God. Well, and I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to pass out. I'm going to crash this car. I better pull over. But I didn't pull over and step out of the car because I thought I was going to pass out. Then I didn't put the windows down because it's 90 out. The whole thing was just, anyways. Would you like to know how to transport dry ice safely without
can we
turning
tell
your car
everybody,
into a sci-fi
please?
death trap?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, funny, not funny. There's my story. Ventilate, ventilate, ventilate.
Yeah.
Keep the windows cracked or even roll them halfway down. Don't put dry ice in a completely sealed vehicle, especially not in the trunk, it says. But I have an SUV,
Right.
so I was just...
It's
I
in
was
there
in
with
it.
you.
I was in it. If it's in a cooler, do not latch it shut because the pressure can actually build up. So these were, I'm sure it was, I feel like obviously it was breathing, but I had two that were out, which is the ones
Yeah.
that were the culprits. The boxes that I have were foam, so I feel like those are breathable. It wasn't like a
I was
Yeti,
going to say, because how do you ship it?
in a foam cooler. They're foam coolers with boxes.
But still, you tape it up and everything.
Yeah, I didn't tape it up, though. I never tape up until I get to the FedEx
But I mean, how
area.
did they ship it without it exploding?
Well, that's a great question
You know?
because
Yeah.
they have you put a sticker on that says
Yeah.
to and from and how much is in it, which it was like, not going to say. So times 5. It was a lot. So, and they have you put that on the box and
Yeah.
it's, so I'm not really sure about that part. It says use a cooler with a loose lid, which they were. A styrofoam cooler is perfect. It says, which all of them were
Yeah.
styrofoam coolers because they were breathable. It says never put dry ice in a glass container or something fully sealed because the pressure is combustible. It explodes. There's like a little bomb next to it. And then, of course, it says limit your exposure. Try not to keep it in the car for too long. See, here's my question. It's at the stores. How does
Yeah.
it get to the stores?
Yeah.
The dry ice penguin has to bring it,
Yeah,
right? Isn't it the
yeah.
penguin dry ice guy?
I think it was a different guy that brought the dry ice.
Oh,
yeah.
well, still,
Yeah. How do they get it
how
there?
do they, is it in a ventilated truck?
Probably.
Someone that does dry ice has to let us
Yeah.
know. Don't drive with it for hours unless you've got good ventilation. I was in the car for 2 hours.
That's insane.
Well, I'm not the whole time, but I had to drive
Yeah.
from getting it on. They're doing yard work. Can you hear them? I wonder if we can.
Oops.
They're cutting our grass. If you can hear anything, sorry about that.
And they're spreading mulch.
yes,
which
they
is
are.
nice.
Yes, they are.
Which we just talked about.
We did. That's probably why I had the idea last
what
week.
color?
'Cause you were
What
doing-
color mulch did you get?
We got the dark brown.
Dark brown.
No red. No red. If you listen to last week, you know what we're talking about. Go
Yep.
listen to last week's too.
Yep.
So I was wondering why you have to declare it because it's hazardous material.
Yeah.
It's CO2.
Right. Right.
It's considered a dangerous good by airlines and the Department of Transportation, DOT.
Yeah.
It sublimates into carbon dioxide. It can replace oxygen in a cargo holding area, so you definitely want to declare it. And it can build pressure and explode, which we just talked about.
That's
so
insane.
you're usually limited to 5.5 pounds per package when flying commercially. So I wonder, I went to a food show this weekend, and there were a lot of people that had boxes that they were taking with them, and I noticed that they had the hazmat thing on there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could have exploded, I guess, if they
Yeah.
didn't store
Package
it
it
properly. But I'm
properly,
sure they had
yeah.
to show what they did, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, you're not getting that past TSA.
apparently I was driving around with what technically was a
Jesus.
hazmat situation. Oh, and it's 90 out, and I got the windows down, and the whole thing was just, I'm never again. I'm never doing it again.
Did
Ever.
you tell the boss you did that?
Absolutely not. Though I believe he listens.
Oh, shoot. Well, he knows now.
A few people that we work also now.
Boy.
So yeah, don't do that. I'm not doing it. The job's not worth it. Neither were the sandwiches.
I never had to travel with dry ice. I've never thought about it,
Clearly I never thought about
we
it
sold
either.
a lot of it, but I never used it.
I never was afraid of it until now.
That's wild.
I can't even explain to you how it felt to look down and see my chest going in. I'm like, are you just being dramatic? Is this a panic attack?
That is
But it was
so
truly me
crazy.
going, like trying to
I can't
literally
believe you
breathe
tried
in.
talking yourself out of that.
Oh, absolutely.
I would have been out of that
Because
car.
I know I'm
Well,
dramatic. I've
no.
had so many things happen health-wise that I was just like,
Whatever, let's
whatever.
add it to the
let's,
list.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, if this keeps going on like this, I never had that happen before in my life.
And then
Wait till I tell my mom. She's
then
gonna be
you
like,
got another coffee today. Tell them about your coffee today that you got.
okay. Totally different story. This one didn't try to kill me. This story,
Although we don't know.
Well, we're not sure.
We don't know what's in it.
You can let them know what you thought. Okay, so I Snapchatted everyone because I went to I just got a small Starbucks because I knew I was going to have to sit in 2-hour traffic without dry ice because Chicago's under major construction. And
Always
you told me you got to leave early, but I couldn't.
I was like,
doing
bro,
some
get
stuff.
the F out of there.
Yeah. So I couldn't because I wanted to finish some
Yeah.
stuff. So I went and got a small coffee and I said, you know what? One pump of any flavor you pick. I like to do that sometimes. I tell them sometimes if it's donuts or bagels, you pick. It's totally fine. You whatever. So I did that. I said one pump of any flavor with a little bit of almond milk. I get in my car and I go to drink it. I'm like, what flavor did she give me?
What is this? And I said, why did you do that?
Right?
They gave you the flavor of this is almost expired. We got to get rid of it.
I couldn't tell.
Who
it was
knows?
definitely not vanilla. It wasn't caramel. I thought maybe it was like lavender, which I hate lavender, but I didn't see a purple bottle. And then Secret Squirrel said maybe hazelnut, which now that I think about it, it was kind of giving me that. But I mean, there were 10, 12 flavors. It could have been anything. And I could not. And that's the problem. I couldn't pinpoint it. So now I'm on a mission. Every single time I go to Starbucks, I'm going to say one pump of any flavor, your choice. I'm going to try and guess this and see if they all just taste the same.
No, see, that's a problem. Is like we used to watch, was it MasterChef?
Yes.
With Gordon Ramsay?
Yes.
And they would do the blindfold tasting, right? Mm-hmm. And like it would be a piece of carrot. And they would be like, oh my God, I don't know what this is. Because when you can't see it, like your mind goes wild. They'd be like, is it cod? And it's like, it's literally a piece of carrot, like, and I always thought, oh, I could do that. But really, no, I bet it's so hard. Blind taste test, I couldn't do it.
I just don't think I have great senses anyways.
Well, if it did turn out to be hazelnut and you didn't know what the hell it was, maybe.
It wasn't like nutty, right? Isn't hazelnut like a nut?
I mean,
the only thing that bothered me was that it gave me a bad taste in my mouth. So
Yeah.
when you said it was probably close to expiration, I'm guessing that's what it was. But what else could it have been?
Which really do those like syrups expire?
Oh,
really? I mean, it's just
probably
like
not.
sugar syrup.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. Because you say it's not nutty. I feel like hazelnut's pretty nutty,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just vanilla. I feel like
Maybe it was sugar free.
Maybe
that would throw your taste buds
You know
off.
what? It might have been a sugar-free something.
Yeah.
Because it did get, you know how you get that weird like
aftertaste.
Yes. Like a Diet Coke after you drink a Diet Coke. It was doing that.
People who like Diet Coke are just hating us right now.
Well,
Diet Coke
whether
is
you
terrible.
like it or not, it gives you a weird taste in your mouth, right?
You will never convince me Diet Coke is good.
You know what we tried? We love bubbly, right? Bubbly water.
You do, I don't.
Well, no, we as a family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you don't.
y'all do. I don't.
You like sparkling or no? I mean, no.
I
What's
just
that
drink
called?
still.
Still. Yeah,
I
we
drink
do.
well water.
Yes,
like
and
spring water.
we do sparkle.
Yeah.
I tried Liquid Death. We like Liquid
Yeah,
Death water.
uh-huh.
They have a cola flavor.
Yeah.
And to me, I haven't had cola and Coke, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
in forever.
Yeah.
So it tastes like it, but I wonder if someone that's a Coke drinker will be
no.
like, absolutely not.
I feel like
but
nothing.
you can kind of tell.
If you drink Coca-Cola, nothing can replace that.
Yeah, true.
And
or
if
Pepsi
you are a
yeah.
Pepsi drinker, nothing can replace that.
That's true. That's very true.
So have you tried any of the Poppies or the
Oh,
Olipop?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We like them.
And they have like a cola flavor. No.
No.
Mm-mm. And then I think Poppy has the one. It's supposed to be like Dr. Pepper. No. But it's good. But like,
just not
it's
Dr.
not
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper,
Yeah.
you know.
They should just call it something else, like Dr. Salt or something.
Well, they do call it Dr. something. I don't remember what it is.
But you're
Dr.
supposed to
Pop.
think.
I think it's Dr.
Oh,
Pop.
okay, but you
Yeah.
kind of know
Yeah.
that that's what they mean,
Yeah.
right? They should just call it something completely
Yeah.
different, like licorice. It reminds me of like licorice. So are you an Olipop, Poppy, or any other brand that's out there?
I haven't tried any other brand.
Just those two?
Yes.
Because I feel like there's something else out there too. I've seen now. Maybe it's
And I
new.
like certain flavors of each brand.
Mm-hmm.
So Olipop, I do like the Dr. Pop or whatever.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's
Dr.
not
Pimple
Dr.
Popper.
Pepper. No, that's Poppy. Olipop, I just finally found the crisp apple one. That one is delicious.
They have green apple White Claw you tried too.
Dude, I bought an 8-pack of those last
Yeah,
weekend, and they
yeah.
were delicious.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are good.
And then, so Olipop, I like the crisp apple, and then their tropical punch one is really good,
I haven't
too.
tried that one.
Yeah, that
Wow.
one's good.
So remember when White Claw years and years ago came out with black cherry? That's all there was,
Yeah.
and everyone was drinking it. Then all of
Yeah.
a sudden it was other flavors, and then it was, what is it, Noons and or
High noons.
High Noon.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Everyone has a seltzer.
Right.
I feel like then like LaCroix around here
Yeah.
started with their sparkling water,
Yeah.
and it was their berry, and then all of a sudden there's a million flavors. Then
Yeah.
you know, the own brands
Mhm.
took things over.
Yeah.
I feel like this Olipop and Poppy, they started, whichever
Right.
one started first,
Right.
we can look it up.
Yeah.
They started this apple cider vinegar, good for you, not as much sugar.
Yeah.
If you like pop, it'd have to get
Fiber.
away.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Chicory's in it.
Yeah.
Now I bet you're going to start seeing
Oh, yeah.
now through the end of the year and next year, there's going to be more brands that
Yeah.
are coming up with
I think
this
we've
type
talked
of
about
thing.
that before.
I'm sure we did.
I think we talked about it a while ago, and I do see a new brand on the shelves now.
Yeah, I can't think of.
I
We'll have
can't-
to look it up.
I feel like
but
it's like a store brand. You know what I mean? It
Yes.
looks very generic to me.
Yes. Yeah, it could
compared
be
to
an
the
old
other
brand or
cans.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's got to have what? It's got to have fiber in it and apple cider vinegar to be considered that, right?
guess
that
so.
type
Yeah.
of line. Or you
Yeah.
might as well just have sparkling.
Right.
So.
Right.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and then, because those sparkling waters look so good to me, like that Waterloo brand.
Oh, yeah.
That one looks so
Yes.
good to me.
Yes.
And I just know I'm not going to like it, so I haven't bought any.
Yes. So we tried the Waterloo. It was, what's the chef's name? Not Gordon Ramsay. Maybe Dive-In and Drives. That guy dives.
Oh, okay.
What's it? You know who I'm talking about? With the blonde
Guy
hair.
Fieri.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
his. And I think it was called something. What the hell was it called?
I'm like, was
Orange?
it like Hot Wing?
Yeah, it was
Stop.
like spicy orange something.
Stop
It
it.
didn't. It nothing. Tasted like water.
Well, see, that's how I feel about the White Claws now, too.
Is it because we drink too many?
Well, then, I went
Oh,
up to
God.
Wisconsin to visit Ty and Kendra. And Kendra introduced me to Carbless, and that's made in Wisconsin. And I was like, damn, these are good.
They are good.
And there's like 2 or 3 carbs, 100 calories, and they're lightly carbonated, I feel like, a lot less carbonated,
Yep.
but they have flavor in them, So I've been hooked on
to
those
me,
now.
those are dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can drink those
It's like
all
juice.
night long. Oh, yeah.
Give me another juice.
It's like, night energy. Let's just keep going. Like, as long as I keep the same and
yeah.
anything else, like I used to be a huge beer drinker.
Yeah.
I can't anymore. I get
No.
so full. And then I can only have a couple a night.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it makes you all bloated. Anyways, did you watch my Snap yet?
No,
Should I just play it?
please do.
I know a lot of you guys are friends with me on Snap, so you saw it.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I went shopping after work because I was like, we got no coffee creamer at home. Like, I used the last of it that morning. I knew I had to stop for coffee creamer.
Mm-hmm.
And Woodman's by us, it's like cheaper there than anywhere else. So I usually go there for coffee creamer. So I pull up to the store and like it looks a little cloudy, but I was like, whatever, it's no big deal. Like, I'm going to leave my windows cracked. I'm just going in for a few things. Well, then, you start wandering the store, and I was like, I should get toilet paper and paper towels. I was like, Jenny, send me the list. What else do we need? Oh, our pizzas are on sale. Johnny doesn't have any ice cream in the fridge. So going in to spend $20 turned into going into spending $250.
Woo.
And then when I'm walking out, I'm like, well, shit, it started raining,
Oh,
you know?
yes.
So this lady's standing there and she's got her baby. And I was like, well, son of a gun, it wasn't raining when I came in. She's like, I know. And the baby just fell asleep. I'm waiting for my husband to pull up so we can throw him in the car. I was like, dang, I don't got no one. I'm like, well, I'm going to go for it. I walk out and it's raining. You know, it's raining.
Yeah.
It's big drops. Like, I'm like, shit, I'm getting wet. As soon as I get to my car and open the back of my car, it is a motherfucking hurricane blowing sideways into my ear. Like my shit is just soaked in the cart. So I load up my groceries. And I want to say, I still put my damn cart back in the cart
Good
corral.
for you.
Because I was like, fuck it, I'm soaking wet already,
yes.
you know? So this is my snap when...
Put it right up to the microphone if you can.
I was going to say, I should probably make sure the volume is up. It should be.
Went shopping. It was nice and sunny. Left my window cracked. Walk out to this. Then I think it was a good idea to go shopping. I didn't know it was supposed to have fucking hurricane today. Went shopping. It was nice and
Your bangs are all like on your forehead.
My
So cute.
hair, I was literally soaked to the bone. And of course, did I wear jeans yesterday? No, I wore like these like work slacks that like once they get wet, they start sagging. Plus my seat was all wet. I had my window cracked this much. It was soaked in my car.
I was not expecting your hair to look like that. I'm crying.
It was bad. I got in my car and I was like, fuck! Why?
You were drenched. Your face is
Drenched.
all shiny and wet.
I was like, start my car, start rolling. Can't smoke a cigarette, right? So now I'm really pissed. I can't smoke a cigarette even. And I'm like pulling napkins out of my glove box, just trying to dry myself off. I couldn't. It would. My hair was soaked. I was just.
Man.
I would wipe my face and immediately just be dripping down again.
God.
It was soaked.
Oh, man.
So then I pull up and Johnny's like, let me help you with the groceries. I'm like, babe, I'm already soaking wet. Like, just let me bring them in.
Yeah.
And he opens the back and he goes, Jesus, why is it so wet in here? And I just looked at him like, get the fuck away from me. Right?
Go back inside.
I'll
Good for
bring
your
you the
grass.
damn groceries.
Good for your grass growing.
You know what? I before I left, I should have taken an update photo. We have so much grass in our
it's
backyard.
awesome.
And I just posted a video. Our driveway got paved.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
Yay.
We and the neighbors both have totally paved driveway.
Oh, man. I
and
bet
we
it's
paved
beautiful.
the whole front. So, we always had gravel there for you to park in.
Yep.
Now it's paved.
Oh, wow.
So beautiful.
And can you say what company did it? Or is it private?
I believe it was Prestige Paving.
Oh, they just did our neighbors down here,
Did
and it looks
they?
beautiful.
Yeah, they're a pretty small company, I think, just starting out.
Here in McHenry County?
I believe so, yes.
I feel like their sign is right down here
Yeah.
on our neighbors,
Yeah,
and it
probably.
looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so that was our...
We gotta get ours
I say
done.
ours. That was Johnny's summer project.
Yeah.
He's done with projects for the year now.
Yeah.
He already had, we had... we had
Nice
the
to get things done
I
like
know.
that. Oh.
It just costs so much money.
Yeah, I know.
It's the worst part.
I know.
So we had our grandson's 8th grade graduation the other night over
Yes.
here at the high school, right? So, of course, we see Johnny's ex-in-laws,
Sure, yeah.
And they're like, oh, Johnny, you still doing concrete? We need a patio board. And he's like, no. I'm done.
So
He's
retired.
so done
Yeah.
doing that shit. He's like, I hire people now to do my shit.
Good. He labored enough in life.
I know. Yeah. So
Time to rest the body.
yeah, terrible.
That's funny.
Terrible, as Johnny would say.
So you just reminded me with
Yes.
your raining story. I
Yeah.
had the exact same thing happen. I'm bringing these boxes in
Oh,
after I
God.
almost killed myself.
Oh, God.
I'm bringing the boxes, and he goes, you want a cart? I go, no, I'll just keep going in and out. Oh, yeah, no. It started raining. So by the 4th box, I'm in there, and he goes, oh, well, thank goodness I had my windows up, and I looked back at my car, and I could tell the sunroof was open. And I looked at him, I'm like, shit, I'll be right back. And I go running out there.
Oh, my God.
Start my car. It's all soaking wet. I sat in a pile on my seat. And then I run back in, and I guess I didn't realize what I looked like because he goes, "You going home right after this?"
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Yeah, thank goodness." And so then I finished. He doesn't say anything to me. I finished the whole transaction. We get it all. I get the receipt, and I go into my car, and my hair is like straight up, and because I have curly hair, you have straight hair, so yours went straight down. Mine went like over and across, and it's like, and I just go, "Oh my, just get your ass home. You're done. You're done
That's
for
so
today."
funny.
But the whole inside of my car. Luckily, I always have a towel because I cannot stand dust.
Oh.
And I'm all the interior, such a
It's black.
yes,
Yeah.
except for the seats. The seats are light,
Right.
But my screen and everything, so I'm all constantly wiping it down. So
Yeah.
luckily, I had a towel. It was
Yeah.
fine, but.
With
what
all
a
the
day.
junk I have in my car, you think I got a towel in there? No.
I
got
always bring
napkins.
one. You know what I noticed is or what I have found to be the best is a microfiber towel. I'll be sitting at a red light. I wipe down I got a big screen in the middle,
Yeah.
so I wipe that down. I love it, and it just
Yeah.
holds onto the dust.
Yeah.
And anytime like I spill
But
something, I'm
doesn't
like,
it like hold on to your fingertips too? Your dry skin.
well,
Ugh, I hate it.
maybe
If
but-
you had some.
if I had some, but I don't
Yeah.
have dry. I was just dry inside yesterday, not my fingertips. Just my face right now looks a little distraught.
Oh gosh.
What a day.
Yeah,
What a
it's
day.
crazy.
And tomorrow is only Thursday. I was all day long running
up.
around today thinking, oh, this is like tomorrow's Friday.
Well,
Like,
I worked a 12-hour on Monday, so I'm
Oh.
already. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, doing what? Reset?
No, I worked in the city. I couldn't get home.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I worked a little late because I was like, what's another 20 minutes or half hour
Oh,
of
right.
working,
Yeah.
just get the shit done.
Yep.
And then I told you, because you were at the same store that I was
Yep.
at that day.
Yep.
I said the on-ramp to the 9094 right there is closed.
Yep.
And I followed my GPS to the next one. I sat on that ramp for 25 minutes. And I said, F this. Luckily, it was like an on-off ramp. Like there's an exit there also,
Yep.
So
Yep.
I got over. I got into the right lane. Well, guess what? Everybody had the same thought.
Yeah.
Everybody had the same thought.
So thank goodness you told me that.
yeah.
Because I didn't go that way. So when you
Oh.
go to leave the parking lot, you take a right and a right.
Right.
I went through the parking upstairs.
Yeah.
You know that they have
Yeah.
that upstairs parking, second floor parking.
Yeah.
And went down to the other road
Other
that's
side,
behind it.
Get out.
No problem. I mean, I still sat
Right,
in traffic because
right.
it's construction.
Yeah.
But thank goodness you told me that because I would have went around and been like, I probably still
Yeah.
would have been driving home right now
Yeah.
instead of recording. So
Yeah, it was awful on Monday. Yeah. And I know not to go to the city on Monday. It's probably the worst day to go. I usually go either Tuesday or Thursday seems to be my days to go,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever.
I know we always have driving stories, but that's our life.
It's our life. Just always driving
Almost died
around.
driving.
Oh, and then because you were like, oh, I updated that printer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I thought I did that, And I was like, no, I did it at the other one.
Yep.
I did it there. And then they were like, hey, it's not working. And I was like, what? What do you mean it's not working? And so just to quick explain, this is a printer that prints edible images,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you put basically a frosting sheet through the printer and it prints an image on it. And then they slap it on a cake and put a border around it. So I'm like, what do you mean it's not working? Like, I just did your update on it like 2 weeks ago. It was working fine.
Yep.
She's like, I don't know. I wasn't here all weekend, this and that. I don't know what the other cake decorator did to it. And I was like,
no.
all right, well, let me see if I can take a look at it. So what do? First thing I do is I like unplug it,
Yep.
take it to the back like kitchen area,
Mhm.
and I just shake it upside down.
Yep. I have done that before too.
And it's just like pieces of frosting paper
Yep.
dropping out of it.
They get into those little spokes and wheels.
Because it's like, it just keeps saying paper jam. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Mhm.
Did that, then took some sanitizer, cleaned it all up, plugged it back in. Perfect.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
I like when I can make the cake decorators day.
I mean,
you know?
these systems are cool, but they're all plastic.
Well, and if you if you aren't taught how to maintain it,
Yeah.
you know what I
true,
mean? Then
true.
how are you supposed
You
to
don't
know
know.
what you're supposed to do?
You know, and there's so many crumbs in bakery.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever noticed that,
Yeah.
but it's like breadcrumbs
Yeah.
and frosting.
Yeah.
Everything turns into hard. Everything
Crumbs.
turns hard
Yeah.
in bakery. And then, it just seems to float in
Yes.
bakery. It just reminds me of like dust, but it's
Yeah.
food particles.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they put them on these cart, like this printer is on a cart that has the monitor on top and it's wire on top. So people are setting shit there, whatever. So yeah, who knows what the hell's falling onto that printer?
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Got to take a
Terrible.
nice little, what are those called?
The air cleaner.
Yeah,
Yeah, air
yeah.
canister.
Every once in a
I never
while.
thought about that.
Every once in a while.
I'm going to have to tell her
That's what I
that.
do. Usually when I visit and I ask them how their machines or their systems
Yeah.
are, and they say, good, I'll just go check, and I wipe it all down
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah,
and
I try
clean
to
it up
wipe
a
them
little
down.
bit.
Yeah. They never wipe them
I-
down.
no,
I'm like, y'all,
no.
there's
They
like,
cover them, which is good.
There's
most
literally
of them.
glitter on here.
Yeah,
what
I know.
are you guys
Like,
doing?
What happens at night here? That's what I want to know.
We're like, we don't know. That's third shift.
Right? Yeah. We just let them do their thing.
Yeah.
No wonder the shelves aren't getting stocked.
They're like, I don't know. Supposedly they're making donuts. I don't know.
Sure. Oh,
Anyways.
gosh. Well, have a good week and weekend, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
Talk to you next week.